of both things, because I think somebody summed up the restaurant business as being you have to do 1,000 things right, all simultaneously.
That's right.
And when one of those things isn't done right, it affects your guests, which is what we try and avoid all the time. So being able to know what those multitude things are, and having done them before, it makes it much easier to make sure they're done right and tell people how to do them right. So, enough about Matt and I. Back to our pasta puttanesca. We've got it all tossed in. We're just going to take it. Okay, easiest way to plate pasta, long strands. Take it way up high, spin it down. Okay?
That's interesting.
Way up high, spin it down.
Well, Bob, we professionals.
This is how we professionals do it, but
of course.
I just throw it in the plate.
this is obviously more than enough for 2 servings. But we're going to show you two different ways you could do it. Got a little extra pasta, so we're going to make sure we get all our extra goodies on there. Now, as I said, 2 different ways to serve it.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that gorgeous? We could take our nice crisp cut steak, our cross grilled steak. We've got our X's right there. Boom. And you could feed Bob, maybe. This might be a portion for Bob. Or we could do it family style. Take our steak, slice it out, pretend this is a platter right here. So right now we're at rare really on these steaks.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you put that right on top of the
Yeah,
pasta?
we're gonna put it right on top of the pasta. That way people can go around, grab a piece of steak, grab a little pasta, and away they go. Notice my knife doing double duty as a spatula.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Okay. Got a little pecorino romano to finish the dish. Add just a little bit of saltiness. Now, Matt happens to sell wine for a living, believe it or not. That's how I got to meet Matt. Beautiful bottle, Super Tuscan. This is a combination of Cabernet, Merlot, and Sangiovese, the predominant grape in Super Tuscans. Balanced beautifully. You can talk more to this than I can, Matt.
I thought it made a great match with the Puttanesca sauce. What we typically, one of the things we talk about in food and wine pairings is similar taste profiles, complementing taste profiles, but also sometimes it's fun just to get right back to basics as far as where the food originated from and where the wine originates from. So we've got beautiful pasta and steak dish with heritage from Italy. Why not match it up with a wonderful Super Tuscan wine from Tuscany? A little bit of Italian flavor, but a little bit of New World with the Super Tuscan style. A little bit of added Cabernet, a little bit of added Merlot to give you some balance, and not necessarily always the traditional Sangiovese, but just a little bit of new expertise in what they're doing over in Italy now.
Is that what makes it a Super Tuscan, the addition of Cabernet and Merlot?
Yeah, because typically what happens in Tuscany, not to bore you with a lot of the
don't bore us with a lot of that crap.
But most people out there, if you're familiar with Italian wine, you probably know Chianti.
Right.
Chianti is
Classico.
very, very well known, exactly. And there's another region called Chianti Classico, as Bob points out. And that's probably the most well-known region in all of Italy, and definitely in Tuscany, but maybe in all of Italy as well. The primary grape in Chianti, actually the only grape really that you find in Chianti, is Sangiovese. So in order to call a wine a Chianti or a Chianti Classico, if it's from that region, it has to be grown, or it has to be made with specific grapes that the Chianti region has told you you're allowed to make the wine from.
And they all have to be from the Chianti
They
region.
all have to be from that little region. And the name Chianti is the name of a town, actually. So let's say we were in Italy right now. This would be called Marlborough instead of Chianti if it were a Chianti. Now, the reason it's called a Super Tuscan is because it still comes from Tuscany. However, it doesn't follow those rules that would allow it to be called, let's say, a Chianti or a Chianti Classico, in that there's Cabernet in there as well, there's Merlot in there as well. And the people in Chianti don't necessarily think that you need to do that to
Yes.
make a great wine. But winemakers realize that everything in life is balanced, just like in cooking, everything is balanced. It's the sum of, the final product is always more than the sum of all the parts put together. So a little bit of here, a little bit of there, a little bit more change is always good when it comes to making wine. So the adding of the Cab, the adding of the Merlot makes it a totally different wine.
Great. Thank you very much, Matt.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Anytime.
I really enjoyed it. Thank Kim, Hannah, and Ben for letting me use your kitchen. I really appreciate it. Thank Bob Heisen Photography in Sudbury. And thank you all for watching.
Ciao.
Ciao.
You can